Hello everybody at Westlake Charter. I hope that you are continuing to have a very successful UDL school year. I wanted to introduce Module 3 to you this time, and when we go into Module 3, it's of course one of my favorites, sustaining effort and persistence, something that we get asked a lot about. So I wanted to jump right in and kind of get into a few things that would really help me in my classroom sustain effort and persistence that's not so much brought up in the articles that are here. So I always like to add a little extra lesson to the video when I send it to you. So I was thinking about, in my classroom, how would I really work to sustain effort and persistence? So besides working on multiple means of engagement, so that every day when they came in, I was hoping to engage a different group and a different crew, and then of course representation, and then have different action and expression for the kiddos. And with all of those pieces in, one thing that I really kind of locked onto that I was fortunate enough to get my hands on were a pair of classroom clickers. Now don't worry, I'm not suggesting you go buy classroom clickers. I have a big solution for you. But I did want to take a moment to show you what it looks like within a classroom with classroom clickers. So here is a video from one of my classes, and this is them. It shows how classroom clickers work. And if you notice just here along the bottom, there are numbers, and each student in my class has a number. Just in general, you can even see over here at the mailboxes, everything is numbered. So if you're number 4, you're number 4 across the board. And then this way too, I can look to see quick who's chimed in and ready to go. So it's a pretty cool process. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this out for you. Let's see what you think.
Not so bad. 20 kids in the room right now, 18 got it correct.
I wish I told you what number got it wrong.
No. That would be like embarrassing for people that just make everybody makes mistakes. Here we go. What time is it on the clock now? This one was tricky.
Wait, which one? Didn't mean that one or that one.
Hey, right here.
This will be a nice one.
All right, what do we have? Is that
You
150?
can see
Is that
it
150 or is it 1250, Matthew? All right. We count it out. 5, 10, 15. We move that in our mind, and here we go.
Oh my God!
Oh, I see what happened. Do you see what happened?
Yeah, because
The hour became a problem. Let's take a peek. What time is it here?
So you can see this is a great way to sustain effort and persistence because it's giving data in real time, so the kids everybody gets to chime in. In this program, you don't know who said what, you just know who chimed in and who hasn't, so that's the only record there. But in the end, when the lesson's over, I have a record. So then I actually have data on every kiddo and what they put in. But you can see that the class is constantly engaging and we're constantly participating, and that effort and that persistence are sustained. And so then the kids are watching, and I can use this as either a quick assessment, a quick warm-up, or in this case I was using it as my entire lesson so that they were staying with me as we were going over some trickier time problems that the kids were struggling with. So then I can keep moving forward and then give them another opportunity, and then we can see the class's data, and you can hear their responses that when the data goes up, like really surprised that the amount of kids that missed it, and then that also lets me know as a teacher, okay, these are the things that I really need to kind of reteach and get going. So it works really well. So clickers, the program that I used was Beyond Question. They cost me about, I'm trying to think, I think it was $300, $350. They have this strange rebate thing. Anyway, I was able to kind of get them. But with the internet being as amazing as it is these days, they actually have some great programs for free out there that work with this. So some people know of the ones with Post-its where you can hold up a Post-it card and then you use your iPad and it scans the room and it picks up everybody's answer. But they also have another great one that I'm starting to get into, and it's called Poll Everywhere. Of course, it's free, and it's actually just for audience participation. So really, here's the 3 things that it does. We can post a question, we can collect live responses, and then we can see the instant results up on the screen. But there's more than one way that this one does it. So if you remember when I used Answer Garden with you guys, this one is an opportunity that actually presents the data feedback in a different way. So you can actually put up, do you want it to be multiple choice? Do you want their answers to create a word cloud setup? You want a Q&A back and forth? You want to have an image that they could click on? It's survey, open-ended questions. So really, it's kind of exciting. So if you take a peek at, I'm giving a keynote coming up. And so in this case, after talking about barriers, I went up and put up on my screen that I'll be working with my students or my teachers, and then I put up a poll. So this is what they'll see up on their phones or their devices. They can go ahead and click on it. And so then they get to choose between, what they think is the biggest barrier in their classroom. And then for me, what I will then post up that the whole group will get to see is this is what the screen will actually look like when they're putting things up. I can go ahead, click to full screen, and then what it's going to do is create a this one in this case is going to create a bar graph letting us know. And then you can see at the top, this poll everything has the opportunity that you can actually respond by using this link, or you can actually just text your answer. You text this to this number right here, and then you just hit, do you want A, B, C, D, or E? So you'd have to look up at the screen that way. So it's a way to sustain effort and persistence so that kids kind of stay with it and stay at it. They can know the ones that they really want to focus on. If they say were to make an error or a mistake, then they would know, ooh, that's something I got to check on. Or if it's not, then they're like getting really excited and getting that positive reinforcement just through their answer being correct, whether the rest of the class knows it or not. So it's a great way to kind of get that effort and persistence continuing. And a lot of the kids get very excited when I would start class and say, okay, everybody go get your clickers. Or in this case, you would say, okay, everybody go get your Chromebooks, or everyone go get your iPads. We're going to do a poll everything today. So that way you could just post up problems for the class, even the time problems like I was doing in my classroom with the clickers, and then the kids can be responding to the answers, and it shows right away the results, and then it kind of gets kids going and excited. So I hope that this was another great lesson idea for you to give a try and for you to maybe set up if you want to try pull everything, or you want to look particularly into clickers, or you're like, I used to have class clickers, where did those go? And kind of get into that. There's also another program called Plickers. Again, different things that are out there where we can have this engaging like interface to and from with electronics within our classroom that really sustains effort and persistence for our kiddos. So just like before, what we want to do is make sure that we are going into our, I'm trying to see where our stuff is. Oh, here we are, sustain effort and persistence. So you're going to go through, check out the different articles, videos, or use any of the things in this short video that you liked. And then of course on our next screen, it goes right into all the different pieces of resource ideas that you can now combine to come up with, wow, I've got this great idea and I want to try this. And then if you need a little bit of ideas for lesson ideas, of course, I've listed a few lesson ideas that you can totally give a try to. So I hope you are continuing to wear those UDL glasses to break down barriers for your students and to help them to become the expert learners that we know they are. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.